Sanbonani, igama lami uSipho and I'm back with another video. So today, guys, I have this short message to the South Africans. Guys, if we don't see it, we are under attack. We are really under attack. You need to see what's happening in this world. This thing it's crazy. If you're a South African, you need to be alert of what's happening right now. We are under attack, guys. Look what's happening with the ICJ and everything. Ne? Um, America doesn't like that we are standing with the Palestine in front of the world, and every evidence that's happening in the Palestine war, there's evidence that these people are doing the war crimes. There's evidence. So this case is big. So us as South African, we are under attack. You know what they're trying to do in South Africa? They are trying to spread the propaganda about us. They are trying to destabilize us. America trying to do anything to destabilize us as a country. Let me give you some examples of what's happening. You know, the human rights, they are starting to talking about South Africa being xenophobic. Everybody, you know, when South Africa is working on what it's working on to protect its safety, because of South Africa is one of the biggest country and one of the have the economy that's big in the continent. And if we successfully stand to the bullies, it's gonna give the message to all the African countries. It's gonna be a domino effect. So as black people in Africa, we should understand this by now. We should stand up for this by now. This is not just an attack on South Africa. They're using everybody that's in Africa to stand for, you know, they're using everybody. They push the content creators that push the propaganda of xenophobia, of everything that's happening in South Africa. This is not just an attack, like you know, on a smaller scale. You know, they trying to paint it as like we they trying to paint it like we those people who who've been xenophobic and who chase people because of their skin color. You know, they're trying to destabilize us, and they even using that guy Phil Craig to, you know, to destabilize us from within by saying Cape Independence. So those rumors, we need to crush those things as fast as we can. America will use anything to shut us down. That's what I can tell you. They will use anything. We need to put our energy on serious things. You know, this debate of foreigners, you know, I know it's getting a lot of views from a lot of people. Ne? Some of the news that's really matters don't hit the news, because of we've been talking about this thing a long time. And you know what's gonna happen is gonna happen. If our police is gonna take up people out, it's gonna happen despite of what we say about it. And it's for the safety of the country. In fact, it might motivate other countries in Africa to be able to stand for themselves. That's what I'm saying. But other people don't see the bigger picture of what South Africa is trying to achieve at the world stage. You know, they said South Africa is colonized by white people. They said that. We didn't say that. They said that. But it's funny, it's funny because black people are the ones standing for the West. What do the white people have to say about it? So if they had that power, it wouldn't even be considered to be happening. So you cut the BS. They might have a large amount of our economy, and the fact about it, we can run away. We know. That's why even Mandela, when the freedom came, he said the struggle isn't over. We know now that the struggle is not over. Now our struggle, we're pointing straight to the EFF. I'm not an EFF supporter, but economic freedom fighter. We're going straight for that. EFF is part of the puzzle. EFF will, if it doesn't change the world, it doesn't change the economic structure and the whole landscape of black people in South Africa and throughout Africa. But it will spark people that will do that. That's certified. That Julius Malema has put his stamp on the world stage, in Africa stage. You like him, you love him, you hate him, but that's the fact. I don't follow some of the things he said, but in the long term they will work. In the short term, I don't know what are his short term thing, but for in long term, like us as Africa to work as and nationalize things, because of most of these companies that can be nationalized can make our people very wealthy and us as a country very wealthy. We would pay the tax even lesser because the country would have its money to pay for infrastructures, pay for everything. Like the tax would be maybe for innovation or even, but for maintenance and everything, the country would have that cash to supply everything to work in the country. With the little companies we have and little public enterprises we have, we can feed almost everybody in South Africa and most of the African people that are staying in South Africa. But my bigger point is we are under attack, guys. If you don't get the point that this is a strategic attack to us South African, they trying to ruin our name in every dilemma, as they trying to change our African brothers are falling for it. Everybody is falling for it. That's why they making this video. South Africa hate Nigeria. Nobody hates everybody. Nobody. It's just state security. It's where people just complain that most of these people that are doing these things are these people, and we need these certain changes in our country. Every country can do changes, but if we wanna do changes, everybody wanna crucify us. Tyler is being crucified in America so that they can, completely crush our name in the world stage. Americans wanna take Tyler down for stupid reasons. For stupid reasons. These are stupid reasons. All these things are stupid. I think this thing is staged. It's like this thing is gonna. This thing. I think this thing is crazy. When I'm looking into it deeper, and it's happening every day. South Africa this, South Africa that, South Africa this, South Africa. Each day. If we're the ones stopping Polish army from taking arms from our ground to hit it in there, we work with Russians more than we work with Ukraine. And Russian is our friend at BRICS. So we say, if they are our friend, our bullets we don't want our bullets in their playground. In their playground, that's not what we're doing. We're not selling arms. It make the headlines like South Africa this, South Africa that. Now, we just don't want to be told what to do. Nalendi Pando started it, Minister Lamula is still continuing the journey, he doesn't back down, he doesn't shake, we're getting all these attacks. We're getting all these small attacks because of what? They wanna crucify our name on the world stage. So everybody, when you think about South Africa, you think about bad people. But let me tell you something. We are South Africans. That's what they didn't know about us. That's what I can tell you. We need to stand firm until that. You rather stand for something than die for nothing. You rather live on your feet than die on your. You rather die on your feet than live on your knees. Why should you be living, begging the West, begging everybody to approve what you think of yourself as a country? Why should you be kneeling every time? America doesn't kneel to anybody. He does. America doesn't, kneel to anybody. Doesn't. If we doing certain thing, no. If America is doing certain thing, we can't tell America what to do, what not to do. America being in Afghanistan, being in all these countries, they've killed millions of people. But nobody told them a thing. Even President Trump said it. It was a mistake. Everybody, it was a mistake. Where are the reparations? Where's the dignity of the people they killed? But they've left that country unstabilized. Look what's happening in Afghanistan right now. Look what's happening in Afghanistan. Now the Taliban have the American equipment. South Africans, we need to calm down a little bit and look at the right problems. I know it's happening, the foreigner things, the everything, but let's calm down. It's done now. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. But what we need to shift our focus on is what the attacks they are giving to us. We need to stay firm, and even throughout the foreigner thing, we need to set some people are right to be on that ground defending our dignity in that ground, but we need to be on different phases, not in one phase of the ground. Like we're talking about one thing, one topic all the time. We forgetting to see all other topics. Look at the NGOs are funded by who? I funded in America. To do what? To do what? Where are the NGOs, the human rights, when South Africans has the highest number of crime rates and killing people like we are in war every day in this country? Where are the NGOs and the human rights when parents of black South African are crying every day? You should watch our shows and understand what's happening in our country. Our people are crying every day. Parents are crying of drugs, like it has ruined the whole society of our young people. If we don't have young people, we don't have nobody. So is it a crime if we protect ourselves from this whole thing? Dear other African countries, just know South Africans love you so much. We wish you the best. We wish you can learn from us. We wish that. We wish you could learn from us. Your countries are destabilized by the West. They said if you are kneeling down and the chess master are playing chess at your back, then if you stand up, if you people stand up, the game is over. The chessboard is over. It only needs one thing. Stand up and fight for one thing. Then it's over. It's done. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's done. We have proven this world, us as black people, we never die. We multiply. I'm sorry to the black American who are being used in America to attack our own Africans. Us here in Africa are fighting for bigger things. We are fighting to restore our dignity here in Africa, so that when y'all decide to come, whenever you want to come, you want your offspring to know where people who look like you really, really came from. You can show them back if you want to. Because I've realized most of the Americans think they're not Africans, So, and it's okay, to think you are African because you are American. Just say you are American, and it's okay. It's okay to be like that. It's okay to even think like that. Nobody is forced to be an African, but if you feel it in your spirit that you're not respected in that place as a community. Yeah, you can be respected as a person, as Morgan Freeman or as Denzel Washington. You can be respected, but how is the black community respected? How is the black community operating? But that's a topic for another day. You can learn from us, guys, you know. So you can, so your kids and kids would know Africa and be proud of being African and be be able to come home if they want to come home in a good place. Because I know most of y'all are embarrassed because y'all think Africa is like a bush. It's okay. Because y'all are embarrassed of yourself. You think if you would stay in that bush, you would be embarrassed of yourself. But it's okay. It's not a bush in Africa. It's not a bush in Africa. And we will regain our pride and dignity as Africans. So we're not mad at you because we know it's been a long time you've been in a colonizer's place, and he's been nailing your mind, trying to make you think in a certain way. But it's okay. It's okay for everybody. Us as South Africans, we want to give every Africa that voice. We want to give that every Africa that pride. I wish every Africa could learn instead of staying in South Africa. South Africans have a bigger project to look at the bigger problem instead of looking at illegal immigrant unemployment rates. So we could face unemployment rates and everything with unemployment head to head on ourselves. So we cannot point fingers. We don't need to point at fingers. As you guys don't want to point at fingers in your country. In your country, there's a mess, and you need to deal with it instead of pointing fingers. In our country, there's a mess. We don't want to point at you. We don't want to point at nobody. We just want to get right through it. So if we get right through it and there's a distraction amongst us caused by the media, I'm glad there's people like us who see right through it, who see what's the bigger picture, not a smaller picture. A smaller picture is xenophobia, another smaller, it's just the pixel, smaller pictures that creates a bigger picture. Bigger picture is we are under attack from the West. So we need to stand firm and educate our people. We need to stay educated so we can know what to always do, where the attack's coming from, what to do, what to learn, what can we do to improve ourselves, because of we won't die, we will multiply. Our kids will grow up in this country, our kids will grow up in this country, so we will never die, we will multiply. So if you love this country, make sure you do the right thing. You teach, you spread the message. If you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, gotta do it right now. Let's get it.